Rolling.
Hey, how you doing, everybody? How you doing, family? We're back again to talk about something that kind of needs to be talked about. It's historical, but it's also more rooted in the contemporary. We want to talk about the lack thereof of black ownership in sports, in spite of the fact the majority of the sports are black people playing the sport. Now in baseball, those black people are coming from the Caribbean mostly. In the 70s, there were many of them from America. Now there's hovering around 6-8% from America. But still, you black. In Puerto Rico, Dominican, Cuba, wherever, there are a lot of black players in the league and brown players. And we want to say that there are no black ownership. There's a lack of it. Michael Jordan owns the Charlotte NBA franchise, obviously. And Magic Johnson has a piece of the Los Angeles Dodgers. And we just came into the news that Labron James now has he's with the Fenway Sports Group, and he has part of the Red Sox now, 2%. Now he also has, for you who don't know, 2% of the Liverpool Football Club in England, which we call soccer here in this country. He owns 2% of that since 2011. He owns the if I'm pronouncing it correctly, Fenway Racing, which is NASCAR. So he owns a NASCAR team. And then he also is part owner of Nesset, which for you in Boston would know, that's the sports channel that covers all your sports teams in the Boston area and the games as well, except of course for the NFL, which has a contract with the networks. So LeBron is stepping up, and him and Magic and Jordan are paving the way for more black ownership. We know Kevin Garnett, shout out, west side of Chicago. He graduated from Farragut High School. He went to the NBA right out of high school before they changed the rules, saying you had to be 19 to be in the league. And he tried to just purchase the Minnesota Timberwolves with an investment group, and they turned him down. So that's pretty sad, but he seemed to say it may have even been some personal things there with the owner who's racist and so forth. And I take Kevin Garnett at his word. He knows these people, I don't. But big shout out to Kevin Garnett, right on. And good luck, brother, in buying another team. And we want to say that these leagues, NBA, NFL, MLB, they're a conglomerate of billionaire owners. And they hire commissioners to look out, represent their interests. And they pay these commissioners handsomely, give them private jet, at least in the case of the NFL, to fly around on and so forth. They get pensions, they get salaries, you know, in the high to mid $10 to $50 million a year kind of thing, getting paid more than most of the athletes to represent the owner's financial interests in the league. Now, if you want to buy a team, and most of these leagues, you have to get approved by every owner in the league to sign off on it before you can join their cabal of owners. And the thing is, the sad part is, a lot of these guys are older, they're billionaires, they're cut off from society in terms of understanding what's really going on in society with working class people. A lot of them were reared in a separatist or somewhat or overt racist kind of upbringing. A lot of them are staunch conservatives and so forth. And I'm not knocking them for that. It is what it is. But the problem is you're not letting black ownership have a place. You can't have a league like in the case of the NBA, is 85% of the players are black and only one owner is black. That's not equal representation at all. Granted, other brothers have money, like we just said. Kevin Garnett was turned down, so that's a problem. Now let's look at the NFL real quick also. We go back to our brother. Big shout out to Colin Kaepernick, our brother. We love you, Colin, if you're watching. He was ostracized by the NFL for on the on the stance of, on the issue of taking a stance against police brutality. So I have no problem with that. And here's what you all veterans must understand. You went to war to protect the freedoms of American citizenry so that we can have a free society and say and do what we want. So if you fought for that, then let us do that. If we don't want to stand for the flag, guess what? That's what you fought for. You didn't fight for some kind of fascist, totalitarianistic fascism where, oh, you must stand for the flag or we'll kill you. That's ridiculous. Or we'll punish you economically. That's not the American way, and that's not what you fought for. You can have a reverence for the flag, beautiful. For the country, great. Other people have it too. But if some people choose not to, it's a free society, so they should have the right to do so. Now, Eric Reid, he was kneeling with Kaepernick. Kaepernick first was sitting, then one of the veterans told him he should kneel. Personally, I think he should have kept sitting because kneeling also shows a connotation of reverence. But if you're protesting against that, then, and let me say this real quick. Dylan Roof, who's the pink lad, or what you call white, who went in and shot 9 people and murdered them in cold blood in a South Carolina church. And then, of course, the police who arrested him, who were white, sympathized with him so much. Now, firstly, remember, he killed 9 people, and they arrested him. They didn't shoot him dead like they would if he were black, killing 9 white people. They arrested him, and they felt so sorry for him. He was hungry. They took him to Burger King before they took him down to the station. When have you ever heard him doing a black person like that? And the reason I reference his name is because white America sent him $2 million for his defense in that case. And there's a picture of him before he did the killing. Before he did the killing, there's a picture of him on the internet burning the American flag. Now, what's more disrespectful, kneeling to the flag or actually burning it? He burnt the flag and you still sent him $2 million. So I think it's the citadel of hypocrisy. That's what that shows. And just like the people who stormed the Capitol, some of them were in the military service currently, and some were former military. Some of them were police officers. And that shows a lack of respect for the country based on bipartisan politics. Can't have it. So going back to Colin Kaepernick, our brother, he did a peaceful protest on something that's very real, police brutality. Now, black people kill black people. That's the first thing people are going to say. Yes, white people kill white people. Black people kill each other about 92%, I think, the last time I read the FBI's website. White people kill each other at a rate of 88%. It's very much comparable. Most people are killed by people from their own racial dynamic. So that's one demographic. That's one thing. But the other thing is the reason black people are protesting, because the state, where their tax dollars go to pay salaries of officers and so forth, those are the ones killing them. And that's what the protest was. It wasn't black on black crime. It was the police killing black people without justification. That's what we were talking about. So we stand with, we stand, or I should say we sit with our brother Colin Kaepernick. If you want to stand for the flag, great. You're free to do so. If you don't want to stand for the flag, great. You're free to do so once again. But they let Eric Reid, who was kneeling with Kaepernick, back in the league, but they still ostracized Kaepernick as one of the as the ringleader, the image of the ringleader. They didn't want to have him come back in the league. We think that's a shame, which is exactly why we need more black ownership, more diverse participation on a financial level and on an equity ownership level. That's what we need, and we need Kaepernick to be back in the league. We stand with you, Kaepernick, our brother.